In a small village surrounded by rolling hills, there lived an old teacher known for his wisdom. People from all over came to seek his guidance. One day, a young man arrived at the teacher's doorstep, his face burdened with frustration and anger. "Master," the young man began, "my life is full of problems. No matter what I do, nothing seems to go right. I feel trapped and powerless. What should I do?" The teacher listened calmly and then smiled. "Come with me," he said. The teacher led the young man to a quiet garden. In the middle of the garden was a table with an empty glass jar, a pile of rocks, some pebbles, and a bowl of sand. The teacher picked up the glass jar and said, "This jar represents your life." He placed several large rocks into the jar until it was full. "These rocks are the most important parts of your life. Your family, your health, your dreams. Without them, your life would be empty." Then the teacher picked up the pebbles and poured them into the jar. The pebbles slipped into the spaces between the rocks. These pebbles represent things that matter, but are less important. Your job, your house, your possessions. They fit into your life, but they are not the foundation. Finally, the teacher poured the sand into the jar. The sand filled all the tiny gaps and cracks. This sand is everything else. Small distractions, unimportant worries. If you let them take up too much space, there will be no room for the things that truly matter. The young man stared at the jar, understanding dawning on his face. But before he could speak, the teacher took a cup of water and poured it into the jar, soaking everything inside. "And this," the teacher said with a twinkle in his eye, "represents the unexpected joys in life. No matter how full your life feels, there's always room for a little happiness." The young man laughed, the weight on his shoulders lifting. He realized he had been focusing on the sand, his worries, while ignoring the rocks that gave his life meaning. The teacher placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "Life is not about removing the problems. It's about knowing what to prioritize. Focus on your rocks, and everything else will fall into place." From that day forward, the young man's perspective shifted. He began to focus on his family, health, and dreams. The small distractions no longer consumed him.